Well, hello spooky souls, welcome back to These Enchanted Pages, where it's all about moody books and cozy nooks. I will be getting bookshelves, don't you worry, but for now I've just got all my books on this cart here and scattered around me in various places, so keep an eye out for when we get finally some bookshelves installed in my little book nook. So today's video is focused all around the spooky, the dark, the cobbled streets, the rain, the autumn leaves falling. Yes, you guessed it right. It is my Dark Academia book haul. So grab yourself a cozy beverage, whether that be tea, coffee, latte, or even a matcha. Grab a cozy blanket and let's get into this month's spooky edition, Booze and Brews. So I'm still getting into the swing of my new channel, so bear with me, I'm still working out the kinks. I hope you like the lighting setup. I've got some beautiful like purple lights down here and an orange light, just to get us into the mood of the spooky season and the Dark Academia vibe. Let's get into the Dark Academia book haul that I've recently done. Some of these are new releases and some have been out for quite a while, but nonetheless they are still ones that you may well have heard of, have read, or have been on the fence about reading. So today's video should hopefully bring you out some titles that you've seen hanging around and you were interested in but hadn't pulled the plug on yet. You've seen already the preview of what I already had in my hand, and that is The Silent Companions by Laura Purcell. I haven't read any of these titles, by the way, so if you have, I would love to know your thoughts, but if there's spoilers in them, come over and join on my Patreon and we can start a book discussion, because I don't want to spoil it for any viewers that haven't read any of these books before. So let's keep it exciting for all of us. If you want to discuss these books, I'll be creating a chat over on my Patreon so that we can discuss the books that we love. Laura Purcell is really atmospheric writer. I read her In the Shape of Darkness, I think it is. I'll link it up here so that I can remember. That left me with chills down my spine. So that one you've read and you loved it, you should enjoy this one. This one actually sounds even more incredible. Her other book, In the Shape of Darkness, is about a woman who thinks she's losing her mind and she follows the trail of a potential murder that she thinks she witnessed, but everyone around her smoke screens her, lies to her, pretends that things aren't happening and that she's losing her marbles. So she goes down this rabbit hole of trying to find out the truth and enlists the help of a young sort of oracle. She's kind of like a necromancer in that she kind of conjures up the dead, or she can talk to spirits. And they both team up basically to try and solve the issue and the problem. Fantastic. It literally, I was reading it late one night. It literally, I couldn't read it anymore because it was freaking me out so much. Really good read. So this one, The Silent Companions, is based around a woman that lives in a mansion. Ooh. So anyway, my microphone's just died, so apologies for that. We will just have to keep on going as always. This book is about a woman who gets married, moves to a mysterious mansion, and basically finds out that there is a figure in a locked away room that looks exactly like her, and yet she's never been there before, she's never met the staff, she's newly married, but she's isolated in this spooky house in the middle of the moors, I think. And it just sounds and reminds me a little bit of The Woman in Black. Laura's writing is very atmospheric. It did leave me with chills. It's very much like dark gothic, Victoriana type vibes, and I'm hoping that this will be the same. So let's read the the back, and you can be excited about this as I am. Newly married, newly widowed Elsie, oh sorry, I hadn't realised she was widowed, is sent to see out her pregnancy at her late husband's crumbling country estate, the Bridge. With her new servants resentful and the local villagers actively hostile, Elsie only has her husband's awkward cousin for company, or so she thinks. For inside her new home lies a mysterious wooden figure, a silent companion that bears an unsettling resemblance to Elsie herself. Now, that sounds chilling in itself, doesn't it? She's isolated, she's surrounded by people that obviously don't like her, she's getting over the grief of her husband, and it's giving me Rebecca, Daphne du Maurier vibes, as in Rebecca. Yeah, I'm really excited for it, and also the cover is gorgeous. Who doesn't love black and gold? So that's book number 1. Do you want to meet Monster, by the way? This is Monster. He's the cutest little chubby chihuahua in the world, and we'll see how far he lets Mummy film today, because he hasn't been the most patient today. I think it's because it's cold and gloomy and he'd much rather be sat in the lounge where there's a fire going. So we're going to film this video and then we're going to get cosy and continue reading one of the many books. So there's Monster. Oh yes, that's it. Okay, book 2 is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I must confess, this has been on my bookshelf for well over a year, I would say, and I'm glad in a way, because it means that I get to bring it onto the channel and you get to experience my experience with it and my thoughts once I've read it. Lovely soft cover edition. I love it when books are soft, you know what I mean, like velvety, that velvet feel rather than like a glossy finish. This has been all over the internet, all over booktube, BookTok, Bookstagram, I don't know how you abbreviate all this, but I'm a little bit intimidated by it because it's so popular. I just don't know, because I read that other book which was really hyped up, can't remember what it is, but I'll insert it here, and I was bitterly disappointed by the writing. The author had a real big ego and I just ended up hating the book. I had to try and wipe it from my brain because I hated it so much by the end. It was really hyped up, so I'm hoping that this is not the case with this one. So let's read what it says. Truly deserving of the accolade modern classic, Donna Tartt's novel is a remarkable achievement, both compelling and elegant, dramatic and playful. Under the influence of their charismatic classics professor, a group of clever, eccentric misfits at an elite New England college discover a way of thinking and living that is a world away from the humdrum existence of their contemporaries. But when they go beyond the boundaries of normal morality, their lives are changed profoundly and forever. It doesn't really give you that much description, but it's enough that you want to sit down and read it, right? I'm excited, but I'm also intimidated about it, but I want to put it on my list of books that I've read. So when we get round to this, I'll let you know my thoughts. Oh, and if you have read it, does it live up to the hype? Is it a bit too intelligent for like an easy, quick read? Does it require a lot of energy from the reader? Or is it as good as everyone says? Let me know. Alrighty, this one grabbed me straight away as soon as I saw the cover. It's just beautiful. It's a woman with a red dress, but it looks like a heart as well. Very clever cover, and I love the fact that it's embossed, but it's a matte cover. Write down below if you love a book aesthetic that is just different. I love the colourful designs that people are coming out with now. Publishers are being really good at selling you the story just from the cover. And I know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but I do. And this one is no exception. I loved the fact that it was very gothic in style, but I also loved the storyline. Let's read it. First of all, it's set in Edinburgh. Great. In 1817, even better. And it's a gothic tale full of mystery and romance. Perfect. By the way, if you've ever been to Edinburgh, I highly recommend the underground, it's like the cemetery hidden tour that you can do at midnight, and you can go around all the graves and all of the hidden streets that literally used to be used by the grave robbers, and the students used to pay people to go out and dig up new bodies in the cemeteries for scientific research, basically. So if you haven't heard of that ghost walk or historical walk, go check it out. It's really, really good. Hazel Sinnett is a lady who wants to be a surgeon more than she wants to marry. Jack Cura is a resurrection man who's just trying to survive in a city where it's too easy to die. Yeah, that's true. Despite being thrown out of Dr. Beecham's lectures, Hazel is determined not to compromise on her ambitions. But without official lessons, Hazel will need more than just her books. She'll need corpses to study. Luckily that she's just made the acquaintance of someone who digs them up for a living. Unfortunately, Jack has had his own problems. Dangerous men are skulking around the cemeteries. His friends are disappearing off the streets, and the city slums are plagued with a mysterious illness. Nobody seems to care until Hazel. With so much on the line, Hazel and Jack must work together to uncover the secrets buried beyond the unmarked graves in the very heart of Edinburgh society. I would totally recommend you listen to a ambient YouTube like background music while reading this. Honestly, if you've never been to Edinburgh, it's a fantastic city for the dark academia vibes, and just generally, if you're not even into dark academia, it's a beautiful city to explore. That one I am really looking forward to reading. So if you haven't heard of Anatomy, put it on your book wish list now. Okay, this is a more recent release. Haven't got round to it yet, but we will do it at some point, and that is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I have got Night and the Moth in my cart ready to buy it as well, but I haven't done it yet. Everyone says this is just so good. It was a fellow booktuber who talks about books. I can't remember her name now. I'll link her channel down below, or I'll link her up here. She said that she was disappointed that the love interest wasn't the shadow. And I'm unfortunately, I heard that from her, and I was like, ah, oh, damn it. I was hoping that that would be the case, because this main FMC character, Elsbeth, she has unwittingly traded a bit of herself when she was young by touching a card. I think this is based around tarot cards. And when you use magic or you use the cards, you unwittingly, trade off something. And she traded off the fact that her body is now able to be possessed by this darkness, this shadow, this voice. And so that in itself sounds really exciting. I read a book by, what did I read? I'm going to have to look it up now. I read another book and it's very similar. So if you like the sounds of like demon possession or darkness possession, you will love this book. The book Vespertine by Margaret Rogerson. It's just here. I'll show you there. If you haven't read this and you want a YA version of One Dark Window, I would highly recommend Vespertine. Very similar vibes, and I loved this book. The only sad thing about Vespertine was it was a one-off book. I haven't seen a follow-up book as far as I can tell, and I loved it. I thought it was so good. Yeah, 2021 she wrote Vespertine. Also, by the way, if you haven't read Sorcery of Thorns, another fantastic book. Really individual style, but Vespertine I would say is slightly better and creepy because she can see spirits and like dead things, dead spirits, dead people, and she can commune with the dead essentially, but she's a nun. It's so good. So getting off track slightly, but there we go, there's another one for your dark academia list, is Vespertine. So Rachel Gillig, I've heard lots of good things about her writing, her dark academia, world building, and just the general aesthetic. I'm looking forward to picking this up soon. If you want a book tour, by the way, once I've got my bookshelves up, comment down below and I will actually go through everything. That would be a great video actually, so let's do that. Elspeth Spindle needs more than luck to stay safe in the eerie, mist-locked kingdom of Blunder. She needs a monster. She calls him the Nightmare, an ancient mercurial spirit trapped in her head. He protects her, he keeps her secrets. But nothing comes for free, especially magic. When Elspeth meets a mysterious highwayman on the forest road, she is thrust into a world of shadow and deception. Together they embark on a dangerous quest to lure the town of Blunder from the dark magic infecting it. As the stakes heighten and their undeniable attraction intensifies, Elspeth is forced to face her darkest secret yet. The nightmare is slowly, darkly taking over her mind. Don't know where that came from. And she might not be able to stop him. A maiden must unleash the monster within to save her kingdom in this dark, lush, gothic fantasy debut. Okay, Gothikana by Runyx. Heard nothing but good things about this as well. Very dark academia. Very gothic. That girl reads on Instagram. I love her recommendations, and this one was from her list of dark academia. So let's read the back. If this is madness, she whispered, almost against his lips, drown me in it. Ooh, maybe this is a spicy one if I remember correctly. That would be good. Corvina Clem is a woman with secrets. The last thing she expects to receive is an admission letter from the University of Varenmore, a place just as secretive. A castle atop a mountain, Varenmore is steeped in shadows, deceit and death. A place where students have been disappearing every 5 years for over a century. As Corvina becomes caught up in unravelling the clues to solve the mystery, her path collides with Vad Deverell, her enigmatic professor. Vad too is a man with secrets, and he cannot allow Corvina to get close enough to discover what he hides. But whenever she is near, his heart and soul yearn to possess her. By the way, if you can hear snoring, my chihuahua is now fast asleep. Little monster. If you love the snuggles and the sounds of baby snoring, chihuahua baby snoring, put an emoji of a little black heart and a little chihuahua, because I'd love to know my fellow chihuahua lovers out there. As Corvina and Vad become more and more entangled, their passion for each other could be the very thing to solve the mystery of Varenmore, or it could bring them both down in flames. I love a dark academia where there is that slow burn romance. Haven't heard that it's really, really spicy. I think it's middle of the road spice. So yeah, we're down for that, because so far the books that I've recommended for you have little to no spice at all. So maybe this one is a little bit more spicy. We will see. Okay, talking about spice, Hollow Heathens by Nicole Fiorina. That Girl Reads has highly, highly recommended this one, along with a few other booktubers. So I snagged this one up really recently. It sounded so good. It's about witch covens, two rival witch covens, a girl that's kind of caught up in between, I think. One of the covens is called the Heathens, and I think they're like a group of male witches or warlocks, and she kind of basically falls for them, even though they're really dark and brooding and got all this angst going on against the other coven. But let me read the back, because even though I read it really recently, read the back, I can't remember, because I get caught up in loving all of these different books and I don't always remember which one goes for which. A forbidden, timeless and haunting love story. Once upon a time there lived a girl named Fallon who was taken far away from home shortly after she was born. A home that held more than strange traditions and bizarre superstitions. 24 years later she returned to Weeping Hollow, a town she'd only heard about in stories, during restless nights under a marble moon in the middle of the night to take care of her last living relative. They called the nosy mortician a freak show, a ghastly thing. They said I couldn't go near her. Still, there was this aching pull to Fallon Grimaldi that I couldn't escape. A nostalgic pull, as if we'd been here before. Once upon a time, there lived a mysterious boy named Julian with a curse as old as centuries wrapped around his soul. He was one of the Hollow Heathens, the very dark creatures who caused the townspeople to live in fear, and the Blackwell name was stained with darkness and death. They called him a monster, cold and hollow. They said I shouldn't go near him. Still, there was this aching pull to Julian Blackwell that I couldn't escape, a nostalgic pull as if we'd been here before. So it sounds like there's two sort of storylines going on with this book, so it might well flip between characters. Who knows? Ooh, there's pictures. Oh, that's cool. Let's see if there's any more. I love pictures in books. I'm such a big kid. Oh yeah, there is. Ooh. Julian and Fallon so far in the... Nice. I think that would really add to the story going forward. So there we go. A book with pictures, people. Love it. So this one sounds like it could just take you into a whole nother realm. Lots of dialogue by the looks of things, and possibly a choice between two men. I like it. Hollow Heathens, On Wings of Blood by Briar Broleyn. So this is vampires surviving in an academy, learning to ride dragons, and basically the whole kind of war college thing. I've heard it's very similar to Fourth Wing, and I'm actually reading the second book in the Fourth Wing series at the moment. Got to a little bit of a slow bit, and I'm kind of wishing it was a little bit more adult. Here's hoping that On Wings of Blood will give us that extra that Fourth Wing didn't. And don't hate on me, I haven't read the third book of the Fourth Wing series yet, so I'm yet to finalise my decision, but I'm hoping that this will bring just a little bit extra spice, a little bit more of a fast, energetic adventure that Fourth Wing was a little bit lacking in. But I would love to know your thoughts on that. If you've read both, let me know. Which would you prefer, or are they on par? That's a good question. Let's get into it. I love the inside pages. I love the cover. I was just looking at it and admiring it the other day when I was filming my other video. TBR chooses my books for October, then check out that video. I'll link it up over here. I didn't sign up for this. A half day in a school of high-blood vampires, that's a recipe for disaster. I'm Medriped Dragon, last of the Dragon Riders, or so they tell me. Funny thing is, there are no dragons left. But that hasn't stopped the vampires from deciding I'm worth capturing. Now I'm stuck at Bloodwing Academy, where the High Bloods run everything, and the Blightborn are just blood in their veins, pawn in their games. But the worst part? Blake Drackharrow, he's been tormenting me since the moment we met, and now, thanks to some ancient ritual, we're betrothed. He acts like he owns me, but I'm not going down without a fight. Bloodwing isn't just a school, it's a battlefield, and if you're weak, you're dead. Between deadly competitions and a dragon-shaped secret looming over my head, all I have to do is survive. Except I'm starting to think the real danger is what I'm becoming in the twisted game of power. And Blake might just be the one who pushes me over the edge. They think that they can control me. They think that they can trust me. But they have no idea what they've awakened. Badass main FMC, and hopefully an equally worthy MMC. Let's hope. Okay, moving on to Arcana Academy. Tarot cards with magic, a school, enemies to lovers, you name it, it's all in here. And what beautiful, I just nearly smacked myself in the face. Beautiful pages at the beginning. And I love the spine on this one. I was oohing and ahhing over discovering that the other day. Just picked this one up straight away because I just thought the magic system sounded incredible. So Clara Greatsword has survived the underworld of Eclipse City through thievery, luck, and a whole lot of illegal magic. After a job goes awry, Clara is sentenced to a lifetime in prison for inking tarot cards. That's it. A rare power reserved for practitioners at the elite Arcana Academy. Just when it seems her luck has run dry, the Academy's enigmatic headmaster, Prince Kalis, offers her an escape for a price. Kalis believes that Clara is the perfect tool to help him steal a tarot card from the king and use it to recreate an all-powerful card, long lost to time. In order to conceal her identity and keep her close, Kalis brings Clara to Arcana Academy, introducing her as the newest first-year student and his bride-to-be. Ooh. There's nothing like controlling a woman by making her his fiancée. In books, generally, that's what seems to happen. Or at least they try. Thrust into a world of arcane magic and royal intrigue where one misstep will send her back to prison or worse, Clara finds that the prince she swore to hate may not be what he seems. And can she risk giving him power over the world and her heart, or will she take it for herself? and this is the first instalment of a new fantasy series, and I love that. He's her enemy, she's his everything. So this is about a woman that goes to a Scottish college in the middle of nowhere to find out what happened to her parents who were murdered years before by the professor of this college. But when she gets there, she bumps into the son of the man that killed her parents, or she suspected killed her parents, and there soon becomes an enemies to lovers sort of interaction. She has to try and survive the academy and the college, all the while being in this very broody, atmospheric university in the middle of the Scottish Highlands. I really love the sound of this one. So let's read the back. He'd burn down the world for her, but she plans to burn his to the ground. Ophelia Winters wants revenge. Isolated in the Scottish Highlands, Sorrowsong University only welcomes students from the most powerful families. Ophelia doesn't belong, but a rare scholarship grants her the perfect opportunity to investigate the accidental death of her parents near the castle grounds. Things get off to a rocky start when she turns afoul of the mysterious Alex Corbeau-Green, son of her prime suspect. As far as she's concerned, he's a younger version of his billionaire father, a monster hiding beneath a beautiful facade. When an unknown tormentor begins to stalk Ophelia, she realises she may not be able to survive Sorrowsong on her own. Alex becomes her unexpected ally and her alibi for murder. Oh dear. But as she starts falling for the soft heart that hides beneath his hard exterior, her hunger for revenge wavers for the first time. Can she really bring herself to destroy everything he's ever known? Mystery, murder, revenge. Welcome to Sorrowsong University. Once a promised alchemist, Helena Marino is now a prisoner of war and her own fractured mind. The resistance is crushed, her allies dead, her abilities suppressed. The world she knew is gone. Palladia's corrupt guild families and their necromancer overlords, aided by vile undead creatures, now rule and hold Helena captive. Resistance records claim she was a healer of little importance, yet Helena's inexplicable memory loss makes her enemies wonder. Is she truly insignificant, or do her missing memories conceal the Resistance's final secrets? To uncover the truth, Helena is delivered into the hands of the High Reeve, Palladia's most feared and merciless necromancer. Trapped on his crumbling estate, she must fight to protect what remains of herself and unearth the secrets buried in her mind, her prison and her captor, whatever the cost. Ooh, that sounds really creepy and also very intense. Like, it's giving me Kingdom of Ash vibes with Aelin being tormented over and over and not being able to escape. I know it's slightly different because this is a different setting and it's not quite so fantastical. Yeah, that sounds good. Also, can I just remark on the beautiful insert pages? That is just stunning. And I like that all of this is like decorated as well. That's really lovely. By the way, do you like my lime green nail polish? I did it yesterday. There's a picture at the end. Sorry for anyone that I'm spoiling it, but I just love it when they put little pictures in the books, even though this is a whopper. I'm a little bit intimidated by this one, I'm not going to lie. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. It's been a true pleasure. Please be sure to go over and check out my Patreon, where I will be sharing behind the scenes footage, extra videos, bonus content. A chat is going to be open very soon all about our favourite books, and I may well do a chat per month to talk about the best book of the month or something like that. Until next time, don't forget that this channel is for the dreamers, it's for the witches and the wanderers, and these are our enchanted pages.